Okie dokie. Here we are once again, finally. How you doing? How you doing, Grim? Well, thank you for welcoming us in with a little bit of a self-care. Uh,
Oh, very good.
we, ac- we got a session where we actually have 5 out of 7 people here. Um, reminder, or probably not a reminder for in this case. We're gonna try and do another game tomorrow to make up because next weekend we will also again not be having session, because we will be down to 3 of 7. Hopefully this should become less of a standing issue, and then once August has passed by, everybody will be back.
Indeed.
But yes. Second while I calibrate this. Switch this. Boom, boom, boom. Jacko's trying to tell me to join V and V.
V and V.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
V and V. That's a D&D joke somewhere. What are you getting at, Grim? So let me know if the sound is okay. Alright. God, I feel rusty.
Oh, it's been a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. The voice and video pop-up has lined up. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Because, what do you call it? Roll20 has that voice and video thing you can join in. That nobody tends to use, at least nobody I know. And it's right above Chico's head. That's what he's referring to.
Yes.
Not the. I thought it was a joke on D&D, but yes. Okay. It's been a bit. Quiz is good. Not a lot of music currently. Yeah, unfortunately. Okay. Because I never want to turn the music too high up because I always get a lot of complaints about it drowning us out. Knocked it up a couple notches. Hopefully that's good. Because unfortunately, with these sliders, the change is apparently exponential.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Let me know if that's all right. It's been a bit. Let's try and do a little recap of what happened last time. Right. The festival went through. Time was spent. Loved ones and otherwise. It's good, doing good. Oh well, I'm doing all right. Thank you for your hopes. It's been okay. It's been warm and then humid and then cold and still humid. It just came down like crazy today. It's still raining outside. Started as early as like 4 or 5 in the morning and it's still been going. Much needed rain, but it's all coming one day, which means grass outside is going to be very saturated. Cool. Let's see. Oh yeah. So, the Rushlight Vigil happened over the last couple of sessions. In it, we got to see some interesting things transpire. I say things are a bit of a dumpster fire out. It was not aspirational for heat levels. Man, say anything nowadays and you monkey paw yourself. There's no avoiding it. So, right. Let's run all this real quick. Karya and Siren spent a little time together, being rascals, living out sort of that kind of teenage romance almost. Karya never really growing up at all, or having to grow up all too quickly, and Siren, as the group has found out at one point, is old enough to be everybody's mother in the group. And so as a result, has not been a child technically for a good bit. So both of them in their own weird way got to discover the sort of teenage glee of courtship and romance and being silly and going skinny dipping and drinking by the river and eating snacks and getting up to trouble. sometimes at the expense, in this case, one of their friends who got booped into another dimension for a short while. Whose player is
Listen,
currently not here with
I
us.
have a way.
Mhm.
That's the unfortunate part, is because I have a way of apologizing to Mallory, but I have to wait until Lynn is back.
It'll be
Mhm.
months down the line. Mallory, by the way, a couple months ago I booped you onto another reality. I'm sorry about that.
Hmm. Yes. So, Vark helped Mallory compartmentalize and like maybe a little like work through that a little bit in their own particular way. There's a little bit of voyeurism going on. There's Flick and Vair were just palling around the festival for a little bit. And Chaiko has been spending quality time with her totally not daughter, which has not been not been actively expounded upon. Right. Well, as time goes on,
This is just in. This is just in. The DM and me are going to fight.
I see.
Tune in at 7.
It's already 9. Fucking time zones. Anyway, actually, question I wanted to ask you guys in private, but we only just we basically just got in together. And this is about as in depth of a question I'll go for this, because we did cut to black, but this is kind of important to a degree, even though it is a little bit gross. Siren and Karya.
Is she deep corrupted now? Is that about to be the question that's asked?
Possibly connected.
I know what you mean.
My question is, how intimate did you two get? I would normally I would normally like to leave that mostly up for interpretation, but this does have some salience.
Well, initially, this is entirely out of character, by the way. I was just expecting it to be like a wholesome, like romancy thing, but then it it was brought up. Oh no, they did much more, and I was like, well, if you insist, I'm fine with that. So I believe the how do I put it? The driftwood entered the went under the bridge, as it were. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Okay.
trying to think of something.
Okay, because like, despite the fact that you both got into the water naked together, or at least Siren got into the water naked, that does not necessarily mean anything more had to happen. It could have just ended at kissing. But it does matter.
Just because Karya has like super AIDS.
Well, there's that. There's also the fact that you guys didn't have any protection.
Oh, well,
Well, I have magic for that. Don't worry.
You do?
Matt, take your own
Yeah.
out of your
No.
mouth.
Because hold on here.
I have protection. Protection from evil.
evil.
Yeah, actually. And if that didn't work, I was gonna use restoration, because the word restoration means to restore, and so if it is to restore something to its previous state, and something were to have changed, then you get what I mean. I would restore it to its previous state, to like a few minutes ago.
He says it's chewing some pretzels.
Yeah, but I'm trying to pull up restoration because
Restoration.
it depends on the.
Restoration, as it states, is a function that functions. It spells that function like less restoration. It dispels all. It dispels any magical effects, reducing one's ability scores. It also eliminates any fatigue, improves an exhausted condition. The normal restoration spell, dispels negative levels, stat drain, ability score damage. So while you're right about the word meaning that, the spell itself is for dispelling adverse magical effects and damage to one's body.
So would you not consider that damage to one's body?
That's a very philosophical question, whether or not you consider an abortion
Yeah, I was about to say.
a restoration of the body.
Well, because to perform one is to inherently damage yourself for the price. That's the price you pay.
Mhm.
You know.
I think this is a topic I'm not fully comfortable fully delving into, despite the
Yeah,
fact that I am
not
the one that
either,
broached
but
it.
you brought it up.
I'm the one that brought it up. That's very true.
Again, I
Hmm.
do have protection from evil,
Yes, true.
protection from energies.
There's also teeth that help you not get pregnant.
There is specifically
Yeah,
a T
you're
for
right.
that, yes.
Any royalty?
Yeah.
Healthiest magic fortified corrupted eggs. And thank you, Grim. They're going to have the healthiest magic fortified corrupted eggs in 6 plus D6 months, I guess.
Oh no!
Plus a D6.
Please no! Don't say that.
Oh, so thank you for the resub, Grim. Always very much appreciated. But yes,
Wait, what if I used glyph of warding?
God, no.
oh, cool. So you can
God.
explode your womb.
Siren,
Yes.
Siren,
What is the
Barrier
criteria?
method.
Fertilization. Explode. Boom.
It's
It doesn't
very-
ward. It doesn't ward in the
Sonic
way
boom.
you think it does.
Yeah.
Siren.
That is one fucked up way of doing a womb tattoo.
in
Oh,
an
no.
attempt to in an attempt to in an attempt to use a special magical contraceptive, Siren gives herself a Anakin Skywalker treatment and blows off both of her legs in the process.
And this is why I put
Yeah.
the fucking stream labeled as 18 plus, because we get into this shit sometimes. Okay. I'm gonna say, because restoration is innately a healing magic, and it is something that benefits life, and fertilization would be considered as life. While you necessarily, I would like potentially want to play this off as like an ignorance on your part because you don't exactly do a lot with maternity. You are old enough potentially that you would just know the fact that restoration would not help with that.
I cast forbid action on the sperm.
Old person.
He does require line of
Oh,
sight.
it's not a person. Damn it.
Command word.
Command word halt.
Command word
Divine
sterilize.
favor?
Divine favor.
Siren just points down where it says command word go away.
Power word kill.
Oh god, no. What a use of a 9th level spell, fucking Christ. That
So
was
who's to say
dark, Vera.
Karya-
That was darker than we'd gone yet.
Holy shit!
Well, also, who's to say Karya didn't pull out? It's running water. It could have just gone in
Coitus
the water.
interruptus
That-
always works.
Or just
It
master
does.
your pullout
Don't,
game. You know.
don't say a word.
Oh,
Don't say a
actually,
word, Frank.
that's
working
true.
on
I
his
don't
quick
know if
draw.
Karya would have known how to.
Oh god.
Yeah, the man
Don't
is
say a word.
man's really working on his quick draw.
It'll-
Take a lesson from Flick. Quick draw.
Okay.
Quick draw. Yeah, actually, if this was in a different situation, if it was Karya and Flick, could Flick potentially get a parry riposte on it?
God.
I would like to redraw attention to the Flick X Varg fanfic swordplay.
Swordplay, yeah.
Now that's a shit.
Someone in the village wrote that.
Might be the druid.
It's their own.
It might be the
it's
druid who wrote that.
It's our own version of Tusk Love.
God. Okay. I think it's fairly clear to see that Siren is unsurprisingly not kitted out with the hyper-specific spell needed for contraception.
Drunk in the middle of the road escapades.
Middle of the road.
Not the middle of the road.
Middle of the river.
Middle of the river. Jesus Christ.
Rolling in the mud.
In the middle of
Something
fucking
down by the river.
traffic.
Down by the river.
Siren's head sinks
Also-
below the water.
Also, Ray and I were joking about this a few days ago. I was like, "What do you think it would have sounded like?" And I don't want to get into detail, but I'll just get straight to the punchline. Where I was like, I imagine Karya just goes,
Hey Peppy, welcome in. Glad you could be here to at least
Ooh,
witness this
ooh,
particular scene of debauchery.
Ooh,
Um,
he just starts
Roadblocks,
making he just
damage
starts making
noises.
he
he just
sounds
starts
like
making
Minecraft.
Minecraft
Oof.
damaging
Yes.
noises. Ooh.
and that's one free Fae and Fiendish pack being given up there. Yeah. I will. Alternatively, and this comes from a recent episode of very niche. But Matarikon and Lime Malicious, two VTubers that I watch semi-frequently, they did a thing together where they had their viewers submit stories. And they read them out loud on stream, with intermittent sips of alcohol, if I remember correctly, or that might have just been the one with Ricky. Point being, one of the stories they read, I'm going to have a talk with certain two people later. I mean, it's up to you, man. Anyway, one of the stories they were reading was about that context isn't entirely important. But in that story, there was a particular description used for otherwise inadvisable hookup sex between two exes, and the words "two hyenas on a carcass" were used to describe the sound.
Hyenas on a carcass.
Oh no.
That's actually not too bad. That goes pretty hard.
You know,
No, that's
anyway,
horrible.
that
What are you
said-
talking about?
that said, lots of splashing and giggling, I would have to imagine, at least from Siren. Anyway, there was a reason we faded to black on that one. We're not going into too much detail.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we come to Siren is drifting downstream.
Okay. So she can't move her legs.
God damn it!
No,
it's the
we'll-
flashback.
we'll-
And that's
it's a
why
flashback.
I
No,
rolled a
we'll-
new character and I have it here with me today.
She,
I
she
introduce
just
you.
gently-
Okay.
She just gently floats past Meatball, bobbing.
Meatball.
Yes.
Down.
And then we get Siren's next character, Diren
Deering.
Deering.
Endearing.
or Viren or something. I don't know.
Beerin. She likes to drink.
Biren.
Alternatively, there's she comes back as a wizard as Firen.
Yes.
She's always gearing up for adventure.
Oh, okay.
But yes, puns aside, I guess that does mean that they got fairly intimate. Is the ultimate answer to the
They got
question.
jiggy with it.
They got jiggy with it down in the water. And now
We'll pick
I
up
guess
later.
Siren's legs don't work, and she's floating down the river. Anyway,
Yeah, and Daria will have scooped her up over, like, fireman style on his shoulder, bring her back to camp and go, she fell asleep. And then just
yes,
leave.
naked.
But Nate, we're gonna leave her clothes there. We gotta go get it.
No, I'm gonna obviously find the clothes and go, I don't know what happened. And then leave.
Yeah, as you're passing by the watchtower, Misky is just like glancing anywhere but you, and just
the
like,
culprit.
Yeah, Misky up in the watchtower, just like giving you a little like 2-finger salute, but not meeting your eyes.
No, don't do that.
And so
You had plausible deniability
mhm.
until now.
So fun was had on that side of things. Ooh. I think for the most part, unless there's anything else that the party wants to check out in the festival, we'll continue moving forward. Does anybody have any things they would like to check out? Anything they would like to roleplay? Any NPCs they'd like to spend time with, or other players? Obvious circumstances notwithstanding.
Well, no, Flick and Vair are still hanging out.
Mhm.
Yeah, still enjoying the festivities.
Yeah. I can't do what I wanted to do because Lynn isn't here. So
Mallory's not here.
Yeah. Mallory is... Lynn's already told me what Mallory's going to be up to for the interim time. So, unfortunately, yeah, that's going to have to wait for a bit.
Yep.
Following the wonderful voyeurism time,
Mm-hmm.
Varg is finally going to enter the festival proper again to grab that hunk of meat for our dear mimic friend. He promised.
Ah, okay.
I have not forgotten.
Very good. Well, if you enter the Rushlight Vigil Festival, same as before, you've got a long table. A lot of the food has been eaten at this point, or like plates are being cleared away, platters are being carried away with like an animal carcass on it, stripped down to the bones, pie plates, other things like that. It's not as plentiful and much of a spread as it was before, but there is still a decent amount of food about, and the vendors and the merchants are still there.
I'm gonna look for the largest and juiciest chunk of meat on a bone that's still available.
Just because I want to be particular about it, roll me a perception. In the bustle on the street, you gotta really look for
Yeah.
a big hunk of meat like that. It's not a common thing. They are raising mammoths here now, which means they do occasionally get a nice big haul of meat. There's also a lot of people in the village now. That food doesn't last forever.
Not a...
Hey, for 23. Right, doesn't need to worry about any of the devil's good business. Right? Yeah, no, nobody needs to worry. Taking a quick glance around, looking through, a lot of the food has been cleared away or is half eaten. Had chunks sliced off of it, cuts taken out, partitioned up. One big communal banquet. You see down the road there's the pie vendor. They've got meat, they got pies, they got booze. But while you can't find a big old meat on the bone, what you do see, still resting over by one of the end of the large tables, is a couple of platters with large honey glazed hams sliced up into thin slices.
Ooh. I think it's roast. Holy shit. A honey glazed roast goes so hard right now.
Love me a honey glazed ham.
No, I'm getting fucking hungry. Shit.
I'm sorry. But yes, you could snag yourself a platter of that if you wish.
Yeah, like, absolutely.
As you go up, you grab a platter. You could take the whole tray, or you could like take a good chunk of it. But the moment you're close to it, the smell of the spices and the honey and the caramelization and the juices pouring off of the meat hit your nose.
I don't want to be, overly greedy. I'm gonna grab a big piece. Yes, but I'm not gonna grab everything. Probably the largest piece currently still available, largest singular piece, and then the smallest as well.
Okay.
The big one being for the mimic, smallest one for himself.
Okay. You can get yourself like the largest sort of like still continuous chunk of ham. And then you can get yourself a couple of slices for yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got yourself a plate that is like with meat where it's sitting in a pool of honey and juices. And then you have a separate small wooden plate with a couple of likewise still glistening, juicy slices of ham.
Oh, no time like the present. Gonna deliver this before it gets old.
Okay. You return to the wagon, where Dara is still waiting.
I kept them waiting long enough anyway. Last I checked, I had promised him I would bring him meat. Then I had a little bit of leisurely drinking. Then the whole Mallory thing happened. And then when I stepped out to finally get the meat, the voyeurism thing happened.
Yep.
Voyeurism thing happened.
Yep. As you clamber into the wagon, at the very end, in one of the one of the cargo steps down at the bottom, Dara is still waiting. And when you step in, you see one of the eyes poke up from underneath one of the boards on the chest. I can taste that.
You will be able to in full in just a moment.
See a large tendril-like tongue with several pseudopods stretching off of it run across the rim of the chest.
Now, meat only, I would like to return the plate. As Avark crosses the last few steps into the inner interior of the cart fully, and then holds out the big plate of the ham towards Dora.
How close do you hold it to him?
Good question. I've seen how far its tongue can extend.
Mm-hmm.
About 2 arms reaches.
Okay. When you get within that space and you're holding the plate out, Dara seems to wait for a moment. The drool, which seems to froth as it contacts the air, is just dripping down the sides of his body. The tongue kind of wavers in the air. The lid, that is the top of his proposed head, hinged backwards as the tongue kind of wavers back and forth like a serpent. And then, not whipping out or striking like one, but just still weaving through the air, the tongue, which itself has appendages branching off of it, wiggles like a worm or a snake, touches the plate. You see that the tip of the tongue kind of cross the rim of the platter. Where it goes, an iridescent slime is left over, but the juices that were there are already gone. And then the tongue, the appendage tongue, creeps like a sea cucumber across the platter, surges over the ham, wraps it, coils it, and then lifts it before drawing it back into its mouth where the lid snaps shut. The plate is completely clean except for a thin film of iridescent rainbow slime.
Gonna watch in silent awe for a moment before giving him a low thumbs up. Enjoy.
As the meat is brought back into his mouth, the lid snaps shut. There's a very audible gurgling sound, like the way that you've heard holding a stethoscope up to someone's stomach sounds, but like on speaker.
Oh, wonderful.
And Dara, like, the lid kind of opens up a little bit, betraying still like what looks to be like a churning of innards within the inside of the mimic, but still manages to emulate speech enough to say, "Oh, I haven't eaten in months. You are my new best friend. The shiny guy's my boss, but you, I like you. I'll keep your books nice and safe. Don't you worry. Not a drop of honey or meat or anything else on them. You giving me stuff like this? Oh, you could make me swallow an anvil and I'd keep it safe and sound for you."
Well, we'll be on the road a lot, so I can't promise fine meat such as this, but I can keep an eye out for you.
I'm used to travel. I know that sometimes we only just get rare treats every now and again. But when you can find the time to spare it, you have a friend in me. Alternatively, you could toss one of your friends in me. But we don't have to tell them that.
Can't do that, I'm afraid.
What about enemies? You ever need a body head? I
I'll think about
I
it.
used to do that before I did smuggling.
No promises, but I'll think.
You get a as the lid kind of lowers slowly shut, you see a growing from the lips of the lid and the basically where the lid would meet the rest of the chest. Sprouting from metal, you see sharp needle-like teeth as he gives you the closest thing to a toothy smile that he can and says,
Yeah.
"Count on it."
It's responded to with a toothy smile of his own.
He gives you a toothy smile, and closes once more, seemingly returning to savoring his meal. So yeah. Anything else on the agenda for Vark?
Question.
Sir?
Tell you what. Ask the others first, and come back to me. I'll think about it.
Okay. Well, I think Siren and Karya are indisposed for the time being. So that leaves Flick and Chaiko.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hello. Is there anything?
I feel. I was about to say, not to pressure our friend Jules or anything, but I haven't heard like a lot from Chaiko, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Most of the times where I prompt him, Chaiko seems to be perfectly happy to just spend the time quietly. Though the option is always open.
Yeah, pretty much. Sometimes enjoyment comes not from being the main actor, but just being in the atmosphere.
Okay. I take that
True.
then to be Chaiko and Hit. Just kind of spending time in the back alleys there, soaking in the festival atmosphere, not making themselves, not making a scene of themselves.
Pretty much.
Okay. Then we go to Flick.
And Vair by extension.
Yes. All right. Well, Vair himself seems to be perfectly content to just wander the village a little bit. Flick, is there anything you'd be on the lookout for?
I mean, probably is like his fellow party mates. Like if they've made it up to the festivities all. I mean, maybe he's caught a glimpse of like one or two.
Yeah. Might have noticed Siren and Karya walking by at one point. You would have seen Vark perusing the tables. Mallory, you would have seen go into the village elder's house. And Chico and Kit just kind of hanging out.
Probably when Karya and Styrin are walking by, I mean, presumably this is before yeah.
You would have seen like probably Karya with an armload of various goods, with Siren piling them on top, and one of his hands still clutching those. Actually, no. Siren would have had these sort of half-crushed lilies. For Vark, you would have seen him walk off with a plate of, like a large plate of honey roast ham. In the case of actually no, you were there when the whole thing happened. So
Yeah.
with Siren and Kare, you would have known that they were out on a date.
He would not be aware of what happened to Mallory though, because
No.
because he walked off quite a bit before that.
If you at some point, if you pass by the Elder's house, you would see Mallory there chatting with Kanabos, and Kanabos working in tandem with Naida. They seem to be in the thick of something official.
Probably as they're taking a walk around, they're probably getting in some idle chatter. I mean, as I was about to mention before, probably in the middle of this idle chattering between each other, Flick would probably look towards Karya and Siren, probably at Karya specifically, and just give him a thumbs up from a distance.
Side glare.
He also follows up with a wink.
I don't understand what that means.
A wink and a flick of his ear. But yeah. So just kind of giving them an approving wink and a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Okay. For Vair though, he's like he's very set on keeping his distance from that one, letting his brother have his having his time court. And in the meantime, would urge the both of you to check out the stalls. Maybe they have something interesting.
Why not? I will admit to you though, for you, I am getting a little bit peckish, but we'll take our time with it.
Oh, let's do that then. They got tons of food just sitting out, and they're not even fighting over it.
I appreciate the calmness.
Kind of gives a sort of introspective look into the distance from it and says, "Yeah, the calm is definitely better." So yeah, in case you're wondering where you are, currently stood over here.
Yeah, you know, oh yeah. I'll just move my thing next to him. There we go.
He's kind of brushing past. There's a lady manning a stall there. As you both come up from the back alley, gives you a polite, shallow bow as you pass by.
Flick returns the bow.
Good evening to you both. I think I recognize the descriptions of the both of you. I saw a couple of your friends pass by earlier. They bought a couple of trinkets off me.
Yeah, no, we're mingling and all that. We saw the food was that.
Oh well, if you're looking for the food, it's just over there. But while you're passing by, could I interest you perhaps in some of my wares?
Flick kind of glances at Vire and says, "You feeling up for it all?"
Takes a look at the stall. The stall itself, she seems to be selling variety of baubles and accessories made of semi-precious stones, what look to be seashells, and some various forms of metals, whether it's copper, wrought iron, in some cases silver, or even little bits of gold. Yes. And she gestures to the wares on the table and says, "I come from Crestfall, but my family comes from the Titan's Arm. I assure you, though Crestfall is rather humble, we are dedicated craftsmen."
So I've heard. So I've seen probably once or twice.
If you look around, there's gaps in the stall, obvious where like bits and pieces have been sold, moved around, inspected. Is there anything in particular you might be looking for? Perhaps a necklace, a bangle, a statuette?
Flick kind of moseys on over and places a hand on the table and kind of leans against it as he looks over the wares. What kind of statuettes does she have?
Oh, well, there's a few. There's ones carved in the shape of birds. There's ones made to resemble various gods. They're representative idolatry. There's statuettes that resemble mythical or folklore creatures. You've seen what looks to be a tatsuworm, a winding serpent with 2 forelegs and no other limbs. And in one case, you see what looks to be a finely robed woman with a fox head.
Look, specifically points out the foxhead woman one and says, "Oh, look at that. Reminds me of someone."
Indeed. Well, that is a depiction of a very specific kitsune from back in the Titan's Arm. A friend of my family. She's something of a godmother to me, and I carved it in her depiction. She herself is nobody of a special station, but she's always been very special to me, and was one of the first people to volunteer to model for my carvings.
Looks quite nice, actually, as he kind of picks up and palms it.
The statuette itself seems to be made out of a combination of stone and wood. The stone of it seems to be, at first you might mistake it for ivory. It is bright white and speckled. But what running your finger along it reveals it to be a form of soapstone. And there are decorations, there's highlights, and there's inserts made of what smells like. Would you be familiar with this? You've seen enough ports. What smells like sandalwood.
Huh.
And as you run your finger along the wood, it seems to release the smell. The smell of the sandalwood grows a little bit more intense.
Sandalwood is an underrated smell.
It's amazing.
I'm just gonna say.
Like, 2 of my favorite smells in the world are sandalwood and shea butter.
I like the aromas off of this one. Nice touch.
It is something she recommended. It's something of a she passed it along to me, saying it was something her family came up with. For most, it doesn't do very much. It takes some rather intense friction to work away some of the sandalwood to release the aroma. But if you have fur on your hands, or if you have rather rough, coarse calluses, as in the case of my father, running your finger along it scrubs away some of the wood, releasing fresh sandalwood aroma. It's a staple, apparently, for her family back in the Arm. And she taught me it when I first started getting into sculpting. I see that you have the same gift that she does, and if you'd ever be so bold of me, I think this one in particular might be meant for you.
Seems like it. Certainly something to certainly something. There's a nice air freshener, and also something to pay a little tribute to a friend of mine. Sure. As he kind of sets it back down closer to him this time.
Okay.
But he continues. But he also continues to look over the selections, and he probably takes note of the seashells that are on display.
Could you just? Sorry, I just had somebody come in. Can you repeat?
Oh, yeah.
I know that you agreed to purchase the
Right.
statuette. What else did you ask for?
Yeah. He set down the statuette closer to him, and then noticed the seashell items that were on display as well.
Okay. Well, there are what look to be as I think I noted when Siren and Karya came by, there seemed to be a variety of things hewn into holy symbols as well as depictions of different gods, on top of folklore, mythology, and otherwise more mundane sculptures and accessories. Among them look to be a seashell necklace made of puka beads and various shells, hung in such a way you recognize as to pay homage to the Wheelbringers, the Four Sisters,
Oh.
the resident goddesses of Haven. There's also what looks to be a symbol of Laranoak, a medallion with a crashing wave on it, hewn out of raw iron with what looks to be inserts of silver. That itself is also inlaid with what looks to be mother of pearl.
He takes note of both of these actually. Kind of holds up the two of them and says, "Oh, that both of these remind me of home." This one, as he kind of holds up the Wheelbringer necklace more so.
There's a collection of other more mundane things. It's just like a bracelet made of a collection of seashells. There's a what looks to be a carved statue of a dolphin, which is decorated in mother of pearl, and itself is made out of soapstone. But the certainly I would think the necklace and the medallion stand out to you most.
Yeah.
As she sees you eye the necklace and mention it, she says, "Oh, that one's particularly that one I made particularly with well, naturally sailors and sea voyagers in mind. That one was also taught to me by my godmother. She's a woman of much travel. She enjoys her time around. She says she does it to enrich herself, and I'm going to be rather honest. That was my hopes in selling here, in setting up shop here. Leaving my home, earning some money, hopefully being able to travel further afar and refine my art by learning from other nations and cultures. My godmother has taught me very much from her collective knowledge. I would hope to be able to expand it as a result of that. And this, I think, is just the start. That necklace in particular, she taught me the significance of the Wheelbringers, the four sisters of the ocean, bringers of great fortune, repellers of unluck, and the significance to the people of Haven and those who sail its waters and far afield. They pay homage to the four to ward away Laranoke's wrath and his indifference. Though many would say that too far afield from Haven and their influence is negligible, many still carry tokens and trinkets to them in hopes that it give them just that little bit of luck they need.
As she was speaking on her, her background, Flick kind of looks onward at the necklace itself, and he can't help but as she described her like being far flung from home and learning from other natures and cultures, and taking what one of her relatives passed down to her, Flick can't help but remember his own father, Horus, and can't help but see an image or two flash by of him in his mind as he looks kind of longingly at this medallion.
The necklace or the medallion?
At kind of both, kind of intermittently.
I'm sensing
Yeah,
some indecisiveness.
Let's just say that that would make two of us that are far flung from home. I come from Wotod, not too far from Haven, but a bit far removed from it.
I don't believe I've heard of there. I know that the oceans to the south of Haven are quite tumultuous.
Yeah, Wotod's what you get when you cross those waves.
I see. Still, I can sympathize with a fellow expatriate. If you can't decide between the two, I could give you a deal if you were to purchase both together. A discount for a fellow traveler.
You'd be willing to do that?
Absolutely. I see how much those seem to mean to you, or at the very least, the memories you associate with them. And
Yeah.
some might call soft-hearted for a merchant to do, but I can't help but sympathize.
Even someone who used to be a heartless cell sword dog, but he's got a sentimentality to him.
I think
I say formerly heartless because, well, in recent years it's changed quite a bit, you know. Life teaches you all kinds of lessons.
I think the most important ones we learn are the ones we teach ourselves. Usually through failure. It seems like you've learned quite a bit.
Flick kind of nods. Yeah, Flick nods. And gives a grin and says, yeah.
I think the gods and the kami, when they see us, and they see us take the lessons they give us to heart, is when they favor us most.
Gotta steal your sails with the wind.
Quite so. Well then, she will put the Kitsune statuette to one side, and then she'll put the medallion and the necklace, and wrap them individually in bits of soft cloth. Lay them onto a larger square of cloth. She'll lay the Kitsune statuette down on its back, and say, for the statuette, that'll be 2 gold. Sandalwood, unfortunately, is a bit of an expensive import. I wish I could make more of them. I hope that's not too much. For the necklace and for the medallion, for a simple collection of seashell, metal, and silver, I believe a total of 3 gold should be enough. So for a total of 4.
Not too much, I think.
I'm glad you think so. Very good. She will then say,
He looks in his pocket at all the gold that he has and says, that's definitely fine.
Interesting. Is there anything else you potentially have to purchase? As she looks down to Vair and says, I don't believe you've picked out anything for yourself.
Oh yeah, yeah. I asked if you saw anything that caught your fancy.
He's been craning his head above the table for a bit now, kind of almost like a periscope, with his head up and his sloped, thin, draconic head scanning back and forth. He's sniffing some of the pieces. He sniffs the sandalwood statue and he goes, interesting. And goes to some of the seashells. It smells like the sea, the ocean. Sniffs at the Tatzelworm statue. Goes, nah. Don't like the idea of only having 2 legs.
Regardless of what you pick, I can pay for you. I got plenty. As he also picks out an extra gold piece and places it on the table.
With that, Vair finally stops at something. It's a little, nothing crazy. It's a small wooden statuette of what looks to be a child. A child running a kite, of all things. One shaped like a bird. As the statuette itself is not hewn into thin pieces. It is what looks to be almost like a diorama, with a large wooden frame running along the outsides, to which the kite is attached to the bottom of the child's feet. It's twisted around with rather than the string for the kite represented by a thin piece of wood that could easily snap, is a bit of silken cord. He noses at that, sniffs it, kind of prods the silken cord with his nose to test it, and angles his head. He goes, I like this one. Looks fun. The lady at the stall looks at it, turns it around, goes, 50 silver will do.
Tell you what. And he pulls out
No,
yet another
that's-
gold piece.
That's no, that would be like 5 gold. 5 silver is what she will say.
Yeah, he'll place another gold piece down. So he's placed down 6 gold pieces now.
Okay.
Says, keep the change.
It's very generous of you. She will.
Yeah,
Take-
believe me, you need more than me.
She kind of stops for a moment and says, this town has been very good to me so far, and this kind of generosity would have been seen as foolhardy back in Crestfall. I know my mother and me wants to chide you for simply giving money away, but I trust your judgment. And she will put the frame into the cloth wrap and then begin to bind it shut into a sort of bindle. She'll take the gold, she'll sweep it up, place it into a pouch at her side, and then pass the bindle to you.
I'll say this much. I've put down more money for a much more, I guess, less lofty goals. Let's just say. This time around, this is definitely a far better goal.
Thank you. Oh, more on my manners. I already know the 2 of you, but I haven't introduced myself. My name is Yakishka.
Flick of the ear. And he gives a little curtsy.
She'll give you another bow. Say, it's lovely to meet you, Flick. And you, Fire. I already know your name. I met your brother. He seems to be in the midst of courting a lovely young woman. One who I saw a statue of in the town prayer hall. To which Vair goes, he looks puzzled for a moment. His head kind of draws back, his head kind of canting upwards. Okay. Yeah, no, they're on a date. That's yeah, like at the whole mention of the statue.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Flick would raise a brow at it, and one of his ears twitches, again out of curiosity.
Yes, they seem to have hewn a resemblance of her in the image of Lady Maluna at the local prayer hall. I believe it's meant to stand in place as they have no definite description of what the moon goddess looks like. So yes, I already heard tell that there has been some discourse over that and that there is going to be changes. But still, all the same, a rather amusing
Well,
turn
as-
of events.
As long as they are considerate, and as long as they have, as long as they are investing their faith relatively wisely, then I suppose it's, I suppose it is all right.
A somewhat
He
sardonic,
says, trying.
somewhat
he
sardonic
says-
smile spreads across her face as you keep speaking. I believe the gossip says that she was not so convinced of that when she went to go visit them. But I suppose that's why changes are now being made. Hopefully there's more wisdom to pass around in the future among Maluna's worshippers here within the village. All the same, though, I wish those two much happiness, and the same for you both. Thank you for your generosity today. I hope you enjoy your purchases. And I hope, perhaps, someday we see each other on the road.
Hopefully so. And you enjoy the festivities and whatnot.
Did you give you a nod?
As he gives yet another curtsy.
Yeah, with that, player gives her a nod as well, trots off, and goes, "All right, I'm hungry now."
Yeah, likewise. Let's go get food.
You just
As
went-
as walking away, Flick when they're like at least like decently out of earshot ish, Flick kind of leans down to Vire and says, "They built a statue to Siren already."
he's trotting off, and he says, "Well, look, there's the priest guy over there. Let's go ask him."
I suppose we should. As Flick falls after.
He approaches and goes like, "What's his name again? Harvest?"
Somewhere along those lines. It
Does remind me
it's
of
hard to.
He does remind me of a pumpkin. As he trots up to Harbus, gives him a little flutter of the wings, which would resemble a draconic wave. Harbus will turn to the both of you and goes, good evening to the both. Good evening to both of you. Welcome in. Welcome to the festival. I haven't seen you two around yet. How you doing? Guys enjoying yourselves?
Yeah, we've been wandering about here. Me and Vi have been taking in the sights. Just visited one of the stalls just now.
Oh, very good. Well, we got some. The table's been pretty thoroughly picked clean by this point, but there's still plenty of food to go around if you know where to scrounge. If you look up and down, there's still good assortment of things to go after if you're still hungry. You are coming by a little bit late, but I don't think that should be much of an issue. And none of the shops are packed up yet. I see you've already availed yourself of one of them. At least down to the little bimbo you're carrying.
Oh yeah, got some nice trinkets and souvenirs.
Oh, very good. If prayer hall's too far away and you want to pay your respect to any of the gods, I got myself a small shrine set up here. If you want to just pay homage to whatever gods you may follow. Otherwise, help yourselves. Please enjoy.
Appreciate it. We were kind of curious about something, actually.
Oh, well, if I can help, please.
Main boy heard that a statue had been made in the likeness of one of our party mates.
Ah, yeah.
I thought that was rather curious, as I wasn't expecting that.
Well, let's just say that it's a good thing that Maluna's faith doesn't have anything about about idolatry in her name. Yeah. So one of the devotees, one of the new converts under Maluna, happened to be a fairly decent sculptor. And when they heard the description of Maluna as Siren left behind, they tried their best to create a representation. After all, this is kind of like the home of the new faith of Maluna, basically. Legally and officially, it has yet to be cemented, but if it gains more followers, it can actually officially be declared a cult, and thereby gain traction as an official faith of one of the children of the three. For now, though, the sculptor tried their best, but ultimately found themselves unable to make a full, proper statue without more description. So they went around, they started asking people. They started asking... And when people went to describe the goddess, they may or may not have attributed some of Siren's appearance to her. So in the end, what we got was a... well, at least I think is some sort of fusion of the two. It's definitely interesting. It's got the long flowing hair, the big the pupilless eyes and all that. The dress made of starlight and things like that. But it's got Siren's face. There's no denying that. And then her ears. It's definitely a sight. I know Siren was a little bit uncomfortable with it. I spoke to her, and then she spoke to some of the faithful. That's something that's going to have to be addressed at some point, or has been addressed. Being fixed.
As he was describing the situation, Flick kind of rubs the back of his head with his hand.
It's not exactly a comfy situation. This happens when you're working entirely on faith and secondhand descriptions, unfortunately. Faith is strong, but it can also be very blind.
Yeah, I'm no professional in the matters of faith. But definitely tread carefully in that sort of department, because attributing a living person to an embodiment of a god.
Oh yeah, that's
well. Yeah, it tends to have very mixed results, you know. I'm not to say Siren's a bad person, just that.
Oh no, ain't got nothing to do with a person being idolized. Believe me, I've dealt with a few people trying to instate themselves as being God's chosens. Back in the prairie, had a couple folks come up and try and. There was that one time. One of the Wigglefoot tribe tried to say that they were their ancestor come back from high above, and they tried to put themselves as being divinity on Earth. That was, let's just say that was some of the most exciting times I ever had in the prairie. Normally things don't get too crazy there, but now and again you get some real crackpots. And when it comes to matters of faith, that lunacy only gets a little bit more exaggerated. So yeah, no, I get it. Cults of personality in particular are a real landmine.
Yeah, I've heard my fair share of stories around that. Funnily enough, I'm pretty sure most of my stories from cults usually revolve around people. At least where I come from, most people probably worship like the occasional like sea creature and call that an embodiment of a god. Wait to see this one weird cult. Apparently, I heard stories of it. Apparently, they like to worship crabs.
Really?
They think crabs are the I'm going to slightly paraphrase and sort of directly quote They are the embodiment of perfection. They are the ultimate.
I see. It's not exactly what I was expecting. I wasn't exactly expecting cults of crabs anytime soon, but, well, it's not the weirdest thing that I've heard. Let's keep an eye out for that.
Yeah. Apparently, I think that all life will one day become crabs. It was unusual talk to me. It was kind of interesting, but at the same time, it
Well,
gets kind of wacky when you think about it.
Far be it from me to discount anybody's faith, but that just sounds plain silly. I mean, look at me. I'm covered in hair and fur. I'm not a shell inside.
I'm going for it too. I'm slim as a stick.
Unless you're talking about some kind of like forced conversion, I'm gonna have to keep an eye out on the port town now. We open ourselves up to the sea. We're gonna have to keep an eye out for crab cults.
I mean, in all fairness, they didn't seem all that aggressive. They were just very adamant about about having one's place in the world and letting life guide you to perfection, things of that nature.
I get what you're going for. All right, so those sort of deterministic foresight types. Okay.
No, they weren't violent, just a bit eccentric, I suppose. Or very eccentric.
I see. All right. Well then. That's not what I was expecting to hear today, but you learn something new every day, I guess. Well, I'm hoping that none of us run afoul of crabs anytime soon. Well, that said, where do I even continue after that? Please enjoy yourself here at the festival. The shrine is available to you, though we have no idols to crabs yet, and we've distinctly avoided anything but a simple moon symbol from Luna up here. In the meantime, though, I suggest you all start hurrying along before all the food really is gone.
Oh yes, absolutely. Come on, Voya. Yeah, let's not do it too much longer. Let's get cracking.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I'm hungry, and I was done with that conversation about like five words in. So come on. Let's see.
Yeah. Flick waves. As they walk away, he waves back to Harvest. Says, "Appreciate it."
Take care now, you Bo. And then, sorry, I moved you. I meant to move Harvest. Yeah. So Vair, it's like the only interest I have in crabs is cracking them open and eating them.
Oh goodness, you're telling me crabs are delicious, especially with butter and some nice sauces, nice dipping sauce especially.
Yeah. That does sound good.
You mix them in with some vegetable too. It'd be quite nice.
All right. As he gets up onto the you come up along the long table. This is where where the table will begin, and there's platters out. A lot of them have been picked clean, but there's still meats, there's still veg, there's pies, there's loaves of bread, there's pitchers of drinks. It's free and available. You don't have to necessarily describe exactly what you're grabbing off the table.
Yeah, he'll probably get a mixture of things.
Okay.
To satiate himself.
Vair will go about just kind of like hopping up, planting 2 feet on the table, nabbing something with his mouth, and then slinging it back into his throat before continuing to peruse the buffet.
As we're dining, Flick kind of like in between gulps, turns to Vair and says, "So about the little statuette you got, any particular significance to that for you, or you just feel like picking it out? I'm just curious,
As he wolfs down a whole roast trout, it just like slides down his throat. You see him swallow and then take a breath and goes, I'm not 100% sure. I just took a look at it. I saw the kid. I saw the thing he was pulling behind him. It looked like a bird on a string. I saw the kid. I saw the bird on a string. He snaps out his mouth once again. Takes like a slice of bread. Clamps it between his teeth. Dips it in some meat juice and then tosses it back into his mouth. I guess I just saw a kid having fun. And I saw the bird he was dragging behind him. And made me think of running free in a field. And I don't know. Something about a picture of getting to be a kid and have fun. Just hit me somewhere. I don't know.
See, I'm no like psychological expert, but it sounds like you didn't have a lot of freedom when you were younger.
I wouldn't say I didn't have a lot of freedom. Just didn't have a lot of. I mean, technically, I'm still a kid. I'm only a few years old. But
that's right. You're only like so many years old
Yeah.
because
the thing with dragons is they hatch out the egg and they're basically already fully ready to go. Mentally, too. So we got a lot of maturing to do. I do, definitely. But I was hatched out the egg, and then just from the get-go, it was just one thing after another. Struggling to eat and survive, getting out of the cold, getting on a ship in the dark for several days, carrying heavy boxes. At least Karia did. I was mostly just there as dead weight. We found ourselves in Haven for the first time, and then that was chaos. It was supposed to be like this island paradise, but the first, it was just a madhouse, really loud. And then we got on a mercenary.
Yeah, no, Haven does that to you.
Yeah, and then there was the mercenary contract, and then we were straight back into the cold, this time without mountains, instead of just blizzards and fighting and death. And ever since then, for the last couple of years, it's just been nonstop, nothing but crazy, and I don't know. Yeah, no, I literally think I've had no chance to ever grow up.
We have been pretty busy. We are kind of being given the old crab on ice treatment. Out of the cold ocean, back onto the ice. Right through the ringer. Probably out of the frying pan into the fryer every now and then.
I think one of my fondest memories still is back in the Flower Village. We've spent a lot of good moments together, and we've been through some tough stuff, but something about just getting to be able to lay in the flower bed and roll around and not have to worry about something for a day was not having to move, not having to worry about food, not having to worry about cold. Just,
I have to worry about Karia.
yeah, not having to worry about any of you guys, because I care about you too. But
Likewise.
warm sun, fresh flowers, a soft bed underneath me, and not a care in the world. And there's some deep part of me, maybe it's my memories from my ancestors or something, that's telling me that's what being a kid is supposed to be like. And my first experience of that was at like 3.5 years old. And there's a part of me, I think, that really hurts knowing that. But there's also feels like there's nothing I can do about that, because what am I supposed to do? It's already been done. I've already grown up as much as I have. I've already gone through what I have. There's no changing that. But I think at the end of the day, Karia has aspirations of being a king. I'm still trying to figure out what I want out of life. When I look at that picture of the kid running free, that's kind of, I think, all I want for Karia and me. I just want us to be free, not have this curse, or Orthos, or the Inquisition, or these white gods, or anything else hanging over us. And I just want everybody I care about to be able to live carefree if they want to. It's just, I don't think I've been happy very much, Flick.
You want not put the wind on your back. Want to see that open sea.
Yeah.
No rough tide. Just
It'd be nice to
just the
drift
wheel
for a
in your
while.
hand. Just the wheel in your hands and the whole map at your forefront.
Yeah. Flick, I don't know if this is too much. I know we've known each other for a while, but we haven't talked much. But I don't think I've been happy very much in my life. And that hurts. And part of me wants more of that for myself, and part of me wants that more for the people around me, because how many times have we been so close to just dying? And how many times have we just stopped and smelled the roses and just been happy? And why is it that we've come closer to death more than we have to true happiness?
Flick kind of looking down at the plate in front of him and looking over towards Vair, takes a nice deep breath and says, you know, this is not to brag or anything, but I do remember as a kid having a similar experience to what I was saying before. But when you part of a merc company like me, especially one that's about as tight, professional, very, very rules reliant as mine, the only really fun you can get is the job itself. And even then, it's dirty work. The very definition of a dirty job, you know? Contracts. Killing. For me, it's not everything I want in life. The one time we were in Rosaina, down the alley, when I was in a little impromptu fight club, damn, the blade killed a man. Sure, I'm pretty sure he's doing fine now. I mean, his neck, well, less so, but for me, I want something a little bit more of that too. Being a sellsword's only about as much fun as it can get. After a while, you start to wonder, what else am I? But a tool that someone buys and pays for. What else can I be but just a guy going around and selling himself out to the highest bidder? I tell you, being the captain of your own ship is a tempting idea. It's not something I've done before. It's not something I'm not sure I'm really ready for. Not yet, anyways. But no, I agree. Having the wind at your back, not worrying about somebody chomping at your heels, not worrying about the horrors that's underneath you and above you. Having all of that just fade like mist on a dawn. I'll tell you, that's a dream.
Be nice not being able to have to look over our shoulder everywhere we go. We've got a lot of...
That's the thing. I'm sorry, go ahead.
We've got a lot to worry about right now, but I don't know what I'm gonna be. I'm still figuring out what it means to be me, to be a dragon, to be anything else, really. But I think at the end of the day, what I want most is be happy. And if that means Karya becomes a king, you become a captain. Anybody else get what they want. I know Vark wants to get his master back. I know Mallory wants to get his sister back. And I feel for him, I really do. I think more than he probably understands, but I don't want to press that on him. I don't know what I'd do if I lost Karya. I'm so sorry, Ari. Just getting pelted with the hats. I swear I did not program it like that. It's supposed to be every 30 minutes. And then it's supposed to be like half a minute. Anyway, you might have gotten smacked with the pre-rolls. I'm sorry. I was saying, I'm hoping that those guys from the Pope Land, or whatever they call themselves, they can get this
Papacy.
curse off of us. Yeah, Papacy. hoping they can get this curse off of us, and that's one less worry. Let me go talk to Orthos. Hopefully he doesn't fry us alive, and all he wants to do is talk, and then we never have to worry about him again. And then, if we get rid of the curse, hopefully that means the Inquisition won't be on our asses ever again. And then we got everybody else's baggage to work through. And then we got these white
I know.
gods. And I'm just
I know
hoping,
the way also we got. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm just hoping by the end of this, we'll all still have lives to live. And then not a bunch of other problems will pop up. And we can just stop for a while, even if it's just for a year. Then we can just be happy. It's really all I want out of life at this point.
We all want something back, even if we never knew we lost it to begin with.
He kind of
You-
licks at the
You want
edges of his beak.
Oh.
Go ahead.
you want your freedom. You want your brother to be happy and in control of his life.
Mhm.
I want my family and my security, I suppose, back. I want my family, my original friends back. Maori wants his family back. Vark wants what he considers family back. Siren wants her family back.
Yeah.
We all want that part of ourselves back. And we all want this world to change for the better, but tell you what, from what I've seen, from what I've heard, if we're gonna find peace in this world, we've got to be the change we want to see in it. We got to take the helm, and we got to steer this ship to where we got to go. But it's up to us to make sure that the storm gets weathered, and the tides are calm. Sometimes we can't control it, but sometimes it's not easy to control. If we want this world to be calm, at level, we gotta help change it.
No sense leaving it up to anybody else. I just, I hope I'm up to it. And I'm hoping that whatever everybody's goals are, they're all happier for it. I do worry sometimes that kingship is what Karya wants, but not what he needs. That's his decision. I'm his brother, but it's not up to me to decide what he wants out of life. Best I can do is support him. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna support the rest of you guys as well. As far as I'm concerned, Orthos isn't my family. You guys are.
Flick gives a hearty smile at that and gives Fire a pat on the back. Out of character, I'm also about to steal a quote real quick, but bear with me here.
Bayer responds by spreading his own wing and kind of like, he can't really pat with the motion of the wing, but he kind of brings it around your hip. A sort of quasi hug.
Yeah, we got ourselves a talk crew. Got ourselves a mighty long road ahead of us and a lot of people to help, but nowadays, folks need heroes. Give them hope. Smile, yeah? We
Doesn't
still
really
got a
have
lot to smile about.
Sorry?
We still got a lot to smile about.
Bayer's face doesn't have the muscles or the structure to be able to smile. It is mostly scale and carapace, and he's got his lips are pretty much permanently in a sort of straight line, with a very beak-like structure for his snout. But when his eyes look up to meet yours, there's definitely a twinkle in them. And he thinks, and then he says, I like the idea of being a hero. Nothing else. I'd like to give people the happiness that I strive for. Because I think that's not something that only one person should get to enjoy. Okay. Alright. There's still a bunch of food out. It's a very soulful conversation we've had. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get that deep over a wooden carving.
No need. No need. I was the one who brought it up.
Well, thank you for talking about it. That's a big weight off my shoulders, actually. I don't think I've talked about that with anybody yet.
Got all pull the slack together.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's where we'll move forward a bit.
Yeah. As Flick and Vaira continue dining.
Continue dining and enjoying the festivities.
Yeah.
Time marches on. The evening passes into night. People settle down, many with full bellies, settling into food comas. The tables are left out for the night, the platters are mostly cleared away. People settle down for rest. The merchants pack up the stalls for the night. And everybody returns to their homes. Just bear with me. Let's go to the church. She goes there. Anybody else out in the street? Not anymore. Miski also goes to his home. People turn in for the night, and it passes by quietly, without issue. In the morning, things get packed away fully. More time passes. The village returns to a somewhat normal level of energy compared to before. And before you know it, as time goes by, a week has passed. Siren, over that time, you will be notified that the sculptor from before has started work on a new sculpture. This time using the revised description that you've given. One that will hopefully resemble you far less. Double checking. June, you there?
She just stepped away for like 2 seconds.
Damn.
It's okay. I will relay the information.
God damn it.
One that will hopefully resemble her less, but will inevitably resemble her far more.
Yes.
It's on her way back.
Let's see. Nothing else super important that was being brought up. She's back. Okay, lovely. Yes, so work has begun on a new statue that will hopefully resemble more the revised description of Meluna you gave. And less resemble you. besides that, I don't think there's anything super pressing besides. I believe that Kanabos said he's going to be remaining behind for a time to help with administration and other things. To also get some affairs in order. He's also going to be spending
Hello?
some time. Oh, welcome back. There we go.
Would you return?
Hi.
She's returned. I'll reiterate for the third time. You've been notified that the sculptor from before is going to be making a new statue to Meluna, this time using your revised description of her. So that it
okay.
resembles you less. It more resembles the image of the goddess you know, or the celestial you know.
That's good.
The what do you call it? Kanabos is staying behind for a time. He's going to be studying the Eldwild language you guys scratched up to better understand it. Hopefully better understand these white gods. And the present threat, as well as helping with administration of the village. Mallory, for the most part, has been rather quiet since the whole snafu yesterday, and has been keeping to himself. After about a week has passed, notification comes from the dock, or from the port town, that the new ship has arrived about an hour ago.
Oh, wonderful.
Hey,
So, I assume you all say your goodbyes, load up into your wagon, and get going.
That is indeed the
Yes.
plan. Yes.
So, you as a group, you're seen off by Nida, Roscoe, a couple of the old faces you know. Folks like, what do you call it? Second. Folks like Harvest and Ronya will say goodbye to you. As you load up your wagon and you ride off to the port town. Something you'll notice. Also, someone who will load up with you is your newest attaché, Adelia.
And the kobolds.
That's funny though. You haven't seen any of the kobolds in town recently.
Where did the kobolds go?
In fact, you haven't seen them for about a week.
where did we leave the kobolds?
They were told to dig a hole. I assume they're still doing it.
No, they left. They
Here's,
stopped.
here's
digging a
hoping.
hole.
They
Oh,
stopped?
damn.
Well, yeah, because we found them. We found them back at the whatchamafuck I'm sorry. Of course, words fail me at the time that I need them not to. Yeah. They had come back for the festival and were settling up with the troglodytes a little bit.
I mean, a couple of them were.
Are they still digging
Two
a
or three.
fucking hole?
Oh,
Before we leave, we're gonna have to find these
Uh-huh.
fucking kobolds.
So
They're gonna
Adelia
dig to the other side.
Adelia meets the rest of you. Those of you she hasn't met before. Mallory is unresponsive for the time being. But Chaiko, Vark,
Just
and
drinking.
Flick get to... I guess Flick did get to see and meet her.
Yeah.
I guess it's Siren, Chaiko, and Vark that haven't met her yet. So
Basically.
she will introduce herself. She will introduce... good morning to all of you. I am Adelia of Lane. I am Karia's new... Well, I owe all of you a great debt. Karia is the man wishing for kingdom, so as a result I am going to be in part... one part kingmaker, one part bodyguard, I suppose. But my debt is owed to all of you, and as a result, I hope it is not too much of an imposition, but I will be henceforth traveling with all of you and protecting you.
Huh. Okay.
Siren, Siren approaches slightly.
This is the woman
know,
whose
wheeling up.
whose entire left side was drenched with blood.
Yes, who had her head nearly severed.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. But you didn't see that part.
Oh.
All you saw was the blood across her side. Although maybe
Oh, yeah,
Karya,
no,
maybe
Karya
Karya
told
did
her,
mention
though.
nearly taking her head off.
Yeah, no, I remember during the walking scene, Kara's like, yes, I don't understand why people would fight for sport. I don't understand that at all, but apparently she wanted me to, and I nearly cut her head off. that was pretty much what happened.
Well, Siren wheels up in her wheelchair. No, I'm kidding.
Mhm.
She extends a hand as a handshake and says, "Oh, nice to meet you, Adelia."
Her gloved hand meets yours in a firm shake.
Nods.
It's nice to meet you too, Sarah. I've heard at least a little bit about all of you while I have been here within the village. And I look forward to our travels. I hear you all get up to a great deal of risky business, so I hope, my help will be of need.
Having more people fighting with us is better than people fighting against us. So we appreciate you.
Oh, yes. If I have my
sure.
way, there will be far less people being able to fight you.
Mhm.
I hope we will be able to function as a coherent unit. I shall also approach Mark, shake his hand, and then to Chaiko, look her over, and then rather than reach for her hand, we'll bow to her.
Why a bow? I'm more than friendly with a handshake as well.
And forgive me, when I see a lady in robes, I assume you'd rather not get your hands dirty with the grease and the soot on mine.
Oh,
Alright, who's gonna tell her?
yes, this reminds me, Adelia, of your weapon that I shattered. I did buy a quick replacement, but
You what?
Yes, and when I told him to assess his qualities as a man and as a leader, he, I suppose in an attempt to spare me another one of those hews to the throat, destroyed my mace rather than attack me directly.
Karya, how many? You broke another weapon?
not mine. I broke hers. It was that or break her
She's
body,
not-
and I figured that one was easily to repair.
You know I don't like hearing weapons of our entourage being broken. Doesn't
Well, the
matter
time-
who it belongs to.
In
That's
his-
fair, Checo, but
in
at the
his
time,
defense-
she was not.
I was not of his entourage at the time. I was an adversary.
You are now. What weapon did you have? What type of weapon was it?
It was a simple bar mace.
Like this one. Kind
Nice.
of pulled the one up that he picked up from the shop.
Oh,
But I
excellent.
figured you could do one. Yes, but I figured you could do much better, Checo. So I simply bought this, not for you, but and then he'll kind of pointing it from at Adelia. He'll turn it over towards Checo and go, but for you, and then he'll flip it over and go. I suspect you can
I
make
wish-
something at least a little bit better.
I would have hoped you told me this while I had access to the forge in the town.
Looking back at the docks. Well, it was a
I'm gonna go ahead and say this introduction probably would have happened the day after the festival, so probably wouldn't have happened
That's
after
fair.
a week of just milling around the village. That's on
milling
me.
about. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fair.
that's on me. This introduction would have happened far sooner. Chaiko would have had the time to make a new one if she wished to.
Oh, good.
You would still have ample access to the forge.
Yippee.
That bit of chronological skipping is on me.
That's all good.
Please. If with that,
happens?
Adelia does look to you, Chaiko, and says, "I'm very sorry. I misjudged you. I did not know you were the craftswoman that Karya was referring to. He said he knew somebody who could make something far better than what I already had. If you
Points at.
Hmm?
Points at his scarf. Yeah.
Yes, she
I-
is
I-
quite skilled in
I-
that.
Interesting. Well, if you be so kind as to
Yes.
outfit me, I would be very grateful.
Come, I sure can. Just come with me. Come to me with a list, and I can. When I get time and the resources, I can definitely get those made.
Okay. Really, all she'd ask for is a what do you call it? A bar mace, and maybe like improvements to her shabby old breastplate.
Looks at Karya. So that craft skill, huh? Your craft armor, huh?
I have some understanding of armor crafting. Admittedly, it has been quite some time. I need to check my Karya page because I don't remember if
Yeah,
when
no
I
ranks in craft armor
I
smithing.
kept that.
Yeah, I know. That's the fun. That's the funniest
Yeah.
thing.
He has
Yeah.
no understanding of armor making.
It just so happens to be a class skill, but I didn't
I
train
mean,
in it.
most classes get craft.
That's true. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yes.
It is okay. We can always wait for when we reach a better market before we worry about something as complex as armor. But the weapon, in the meantime, would be very welcome. No. With that out of the way, as you guys, after the week has actually passed, and you guys load up and you ride towards the port, again noting the distinct absence of the vast majority of the kobolds. And you begin riding to go see your ship, hoping that perhaps you'll run into them and you can gather them together. They're supposed to be following you, though I get the distinct feeling that none of you will mourn if they don't show up for the ship leaving. It is as you're riding down the road to the port town, you see what they've been doing all week.
Oh no.
They dug holes. They dug a lot of
They did.
holes. To the left and to the right of the road. Holes. As far as the eye can see.
I'm not remembering just how specific the kobolds were in many of their decisions. This is concerning.
In the distance, you will see some of the kobolds caked in dirt, digging holes, grabbing dirt, throwing it out of the holes. Some working in unison, some working on their own. Holes of various depths, all across as far as the eye can see.
There are two specific holes right next to each other, and you can see that the kobolds in hole 1 shovel dirt out of the hole, and it falls into hole number 2, and then the kobold there shovel dirt out of the hole and falls into hole number
Yes.
1.
Kobolds, the rally to me.
You see, in unison, a bunch of heads poke themselves up out of the hole. The only one that isn't completely caked in dirt and mud is the one with the standard strapped to his back. Again, that shabby stick with a cloth on it, tied by rope. As they scramble, tired, covered in filth, and claws caked in dirt, they scramble to assemble alongside the wagon. The voice speaks!
Yes. You followed and he'll look at the field of holes. Instructions to the letter. Very good. You honor your king. Turns to Vair. Isn't that right?
Just a nervous nod. The one with the banner speaks up and says, "Yes, we followed all of your instructions to the spirit and the letter. We did much digging. We dug holes. We dug many holes. We dug nothing but holes until you saw fit to return and retrieve us from our task. So when you did not return, we thought, oh, they are not happy. We must keep digging holes. We had our best digger, Null, working on it. We also had K-Ray, and we had we developed the sploosh method, and we did much digging.
I see. Well, there is much honor to be found in the holes you dug. Did you find anything physical, though?
We found, yes. Null, come forth with the findings. At which point, a rather larger-looking kobold, by which I mean instead of coming up to about your knee, it would come up to about your hip. Comes dragging a dirty hole, like hole-riddled tarp, up to the wagon. As a couple of other kobolds come with findings in hands. It's mostly a bunch of very dirt-caked rocks that get positioned at the front of the cart. Null, as he calls them, opens up the tarp, and you see what look to be some spearheads. You see bits of rusted metal. You see more rocks, some shiny, some less so. Flint, perhaps some igneous stones mixed in. You see little bits of metal that glint. A couple of coins here and there, copper and silver. You see what looks to be almost a hatchet in one piece.
Wow.
Actually, yeah, the hatchet actually looks like it's in pretty good condition.
Look at you, kobolds.
Is the dragon pleased with the hoard we bring?
Well, look to Vair.
Vair gives you a nervous look, then down at the kobolds, then a very shaky, just like, yeah, sure. Just like a little nod, jerky little nod. And then he looks down at he sniffs, and then he looks down at the hatchet. And kind of leans his head over to you and whispers, something about that hatchet, something about that axe.
What? Is it actually good? Don't tell me you're serious, Vair.
Don't like it's something different about it.
Good, different, bad, different.
I don't know.
He'll,
like it stands out.
Okay, I will trust your judgment if our lineage has anything to say about it. If there's one person I'd believe that could appraise something that would be worthwhile, it would be ours. Present the hatchet to me. I'll reach down to the kobold.
The banner kobold will bring it up, and he will reverently hold it up in both hands, like an offering to the gods.
I'll just pick it up.
You take it in hand. It's decent size. This would be a wood axe to most people. To you, it's not. We'll call it a hatchet. Might be a misnomer. The haft isn't quite that short. This isn't for splitting logs. This is for felling trees. And it's got a heft. It's got a decent heft to it. You could bring down a tree pretty decently with this. As a matter of fact, when you take it in hand, you get the distinct urge to sink this into a tree.
I'm going to. I guess I'll get some of the dirt off, and then I'll go to the nearest tree and just clack it.
Okay. As you clean off, the wood is in decent shape. It seems like whoever did this varnished it well enough, and the blade, once you clear the dirt off of it, shines in the morning sun. And you go up to like the nearest small tree sapling out here in the open fields, and you bring the axe back and you sink it in. At which point the semi-silence in the clearing is broken by a agonized scream.
Duh!
Ow! Ow! What the fuck did you do that for?
Oh, yeah.
Is this an axe of tree speaking?
Oh, fuck! Oh, I think I'm bleeding sap. What'd you do that for? Do I look... You just go around putting an axe into anybody? Fucking barbarian, what are you?
I am... Karia Orthos,
How about
son of Orthos.
Okay, Karia Orthos, son of Orthos. What if I took like a Like a human chopping thing. What if I took that sword off your back and I just stabbed you with it, huh? What did I
Can you
do to
do
you?
that?
I don't know if I could, but I'd do it if I could.
Well, I'm sorry. Please refrain.
Karya, the kobolds dug up an axe. Karya got the compulsion to whack the axe into the side of a tree, so he did. And the axe, and then this tree started screaming. And now it's talking back to him.
Fuck.
Do you, you know what? No, I wouldn't, because at least I'd be better than you, randomly assaulting an innocent tree, you monster.
I have been called that, yes, but I assure you that I did so as a. Oh, there's a way to say this.
Well, just because you felt like it.
The axe told me to do it.
I'm sorry, did you just listen to any old axe you pick up? Do you have no willpower? Do you have no thoughts of your own? You Nimrod?
Chaiko, can you please hear what this tree? You like trees, don't you?
Everybody
That's
can
your
hear what
thing.
this tree is saying.
Oh, good. Chaiko, I believe I've accidentally given this tree sentience.
I'm gonna disregard. Wait, am I muted? No, I'm not.
No,
Good.
you're not me. We can hear you.
Good. Okay. I'm gonna disregard that first part and ask you to hand me that axe.
I'll just pry it out of the tree and then hand it to Chaiko. Here, yes, please.
And then the tree falls completely silent.
Oh,
What?
While I struggle to open up my character sheets because I still don't know what's wrong with that. What's it called? I'm just gonna grab the axe by around the head and tap the butt of the axe towards on the tree.
Nothing happens.
Huh.
You notice that the gouge in the side of the tree is quite clean, and there's like what looks to be a dribble of sap pouring out.
I will then grab the axe by the handle, as normally, and I will. How do I want to say this? A flat side, so not chop, but like turn it sideways and just tap it, the metal piece, onto the tree.
Nothing happens.
Not cutting, just against it.
Yep, you just smack the blade against the tree. Nothing happens.
Huh. Well,
Luck is
You
going to
just
step up.
Kill the tree?
Chaiko.
It's
I
on
don't-
shine.
He's gonna gently grab the axe that's still being up by Shaiko by the head and guide the blade back into the gash.
As the blade goes, like you sort of guide it into it, and as the metal begins to bite back into the wood, the tree starts screaming again. Ah! I'm just sinking it in! You monsters! You're all in on it together! Why are you doing this to me?
No,
Okay.
he's back.
Oh, no.
ah.
Siren's gonna push the axe away from the wound and hug the tree.
The tree is once you pull the blade back out of the wound, the tree falls silent, and you're hugging a tree.
we
Poor
have to do
thing.
this tree.
Huh. Arya,
Yes.
I'm going to suggest we don't use this as a tree cutting device. Yeah.
Yes, I was going to say, is there any way you can reverse engineer it? So, I mean, you know the weapons. Could you
What if
potentially make
we
it like a...
What if we chop vegetables with it?
I believe that... Mhm.
Do you have anything on you right now?
I don't think so.
I
me just
pull out a
pull-
legume.
Let me just pull out a daikon radish. Um,
Are there like wild carrots or potatoes around? Maybe.
it might be
Yeah,
like-
honestly,
maybe there's wild carrots growing in the field here.
Random eggplant.
Where are we? Are we over by the cart? Our cart?
You're like just a little ways off from the wagon. Not far from
Can
it.
I run back? Can I run back to our cart and take out like a carrot that's spoiled like a week ago and bring it?
You never bothered to replace when you got new rations. Okay.
Yeah.
You just get some spoiled vegetables. All right. You will try pushing the blade of the axe into that.
Just lay them on the floor. Well, how about it, I guess.
As you push it into it, the carrot groans and goes, "Brains."
Yes. I'm bad. I should have suspected such a thing.
Oh, you're a nasty one, aren't you?
Perhaps
Brains.
put it in the wound of the tree. Perhaps it can foster new life. I don't know how it works.
What if you just touch it lightly without pushing it into the wood that's cut already? I will try doing that.
So you're just gonna kind of like insert it, but not like push the blade into the wood, or what are you doing?
Yeah, like just lightly light touch.
Okay, so you're just like tapping the blade up against the tree?
Yeah. Yeah, in the gash that was already made, but instead of like hacking it further in, just like touching it, you know?
Cooching?
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
Yeah, like putting a finger inside of an open wound.
Yeah. Totally
Well,
not a
nothing
terrible thing
happened.
to consider.
Well, I guess when you use it, it brings whatever you're cutting to life. I don't know what this means if it were to be used as a weapon. I assume nothing would happen.
Hmm.
Maybe we just keep it, as a prank.
Hmm.
And offload it to
I will
someone
say,
else.
Saren, as you got the thing in your hand, it does give you that distinct urge, rather than to sink it into any vegetables or anything, specifically to sink it into a tree.
A tree specifically.
Just like there's that urge where it's like could be mistaken for the passive urge that when you've got a hefty axe in your hand to just walk up to a tree and whack it into it, or to like slam it into a stump.
It feels rather Barkley inclined. I don't know who made this, and I don't know what purpose for. I assume that for no other reason than to just be a joke.
That is a horrific joke.
That said, it is apparently magical in some nature. It is open to appraisal or identification.
Can I, while holding it, go back over to the kobolds and say, "You've done your king a great service. Your king has requested that you bring back more magical tools, items, and weapons of this nature."
Does the king require that
Not
we
of this
continue
nature.
digging?
Looks over at
You want-
Ayur, winks, looks back at the kobolds. "Yes, but you must not dig in sites of burial or farmland."
The Bride of the Voice speaks. We continue to dig in the name of our Lord Dragon. Even the trees shall scream
Wait,
before him.
wait. No, we need you to come
Nature
with us.
itself screams in agony before our Lord. Oh, hail the dragon!
"Oh,
But
hail
you-
the dragon!" She lifts the axe above her head. "But you will dig with us wherever we are to go. You will travel with us."
We understand. Should dig
Yes,
many
good.
lands.
Yes.
But yes,
Also, Dragon Lord.
I love
Oh,
these guys.
hail the dragon.
Yes,
Oh, hail the dragon.
oh, hail
yes.
the dragon.
That said, and in case Chaiko would like to, this you've got a little bit of a ride to the port. You can appraise this if you so wish, or identify if you wish.
I would love to, but I've been trying to message my sheet this entire time.
I have been able to.
I
open
still don't
it.
know what
It did take us.
Is it still messed up?
No, it was filled
Yeah.
just a second ago, and now when I reopened it, it's empty.
Oh, I'm gonna throw a
Yeah, that
fit.
sounds about right.
No, it had all the stats and the skills like 10 minutes ago. I opened the sheet. That's Infuriating. Okay. Or at least you don't lose your
Well,
spells.
it's kind of magical.
Yeah, I guess you are. Just have to make a brand new sheet at this point. And just recreate it from the
Yeah.
ground up.
Let's get if you can. If I look at my sheet again, I refreshed, so maybe that did something. Who knows?
Might have done something to it.
What's it called? Just at some point, I guess, give me a new character sheet and send me a screenshot of the important stats and stuff, and I'll just
Yeah.
fill it in.
Yeah, we're gonna have
More
to do
of an
that sometime
inventory
off
later.
stream. Okay, so
Yeah.
you do still have access to identify. Specifically, Identifier's Eye, and it would be a spellcraft roll. I believe you just have the max amount of ranks in spellcraft, correct?
Yes.
I believe you had a 22 in intelligence.
21, I think. 22, 21. Margin of error of 1.
Mm-hmm. Let's say spellcraft, you had 8 levels in it. Let's just make this a public roll. 32 on the spellcraft. Bonus from identify. We're gonna have to really. We're gonna maybe just make a brand new copy of that sheet and translate over. Something is up with that sheet specifically. Yes.
Yeah. I really wish I knew what it was.
I filed a ticket. I haven't gotten a response yet. So, you sit with the axe for a little bit. You clean it off. You have a look at it. You examine it for magic. And laid in runes on the axe is, as is with many magical items such enchanted, there's a story in the magic inlaid into it. Here it's the story of someone trying to make something that would help their forestry, something that would make them more able to get in touch with nature, to know their surroundings better, to know the land and the world and the trees, maybe find the best logging spots, know how to avoid the local wildlife. And they seemingly got it put onto their primary tool of their profession. It is a lumberjack's axe. It itself is simply described as the nature lore axe, with the subscriptor etched in runes saying, "I speak for the trees."
I hate it. We're gonna throw it in the ocean. That
No, we're
No.
going to sell it.
It has a purpose. I think it even has a higher purpose other than just
Yes.
being sold for money.
Effectively, you're
I
welcome,
don't-
Ari. Effectively, you whack this into a tree. It allows the tree to speak, and any attempts to make a knowledge nature check gets a +5 bonus. However, for the agony you inflict upon the trees that you fell and you injure in this way, all nature for 5 miles around you worsens their attitude by 2 steps for the foreseeable future.
Oh, how many times did we?
No.
Twice?
Like 1.5. Twice.
Twice and then a
Uh-oh.
carrot.
Yeah, but
okay, but the carrot was like a zombie. I don't think they'll be too mad about that.
Grains.
Green.
But yes,
Okay, so it's-
in exchange for giving yourself a nature, a knowledge nature boost, you anger, pain, and piss off all wildlife and plants within 5 miles of you.
You know, I will say this. At first, when you were describing it, it helps you get into the mood of nature. what first came to mind was a serial giving this weapon to a serial killer just so they can, like, oh yeah, just like what I'm used to. Hell yeah, I can do this
Mhm.
job.
Just like what I'm used to. You're damn right.
I
Give him
just-
a turnaround.
Yeah. Yeah, just get
I
a
got
get a serial
some
killer. Get them to turn the life around as a lumberjack.
That's where my brain went.
Yes. The fact that the axe is all the way out here, possibly buried in the dirt, there's some conclusions you could come to about what happened to its previous owner. Probably eaten by wolves.
Don't
right.
forget there was a. Don't forget that used to live. There used to be a dryad here.
That was kind of my thought. I'm like, oh damn.
Hmm.
You know what happened to those bandits? We could probably give it to them and get him a job. Where's Keith? I'll trade Keith and his bandit goggle for these fucking kobolds.
But yes, you have a new axe. You have the lore axe, the nature lore axe.
I'm so glad that we have the lore axe.
But yes,
Okay.
with that, I assume you make haste to the port.
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here.
You hear howling in the distance.
That's,
Uh,
that's unfortunate.
you eventually reach the port. Now with the kobolds in tow, they're marching along behind, trying their best to keep up with the massive horses towing your wagon. Until eventually you reach the port, and as you're cresting the hill and the port comes into sight, you see there are two ships docked. One is the steamer ship that you guys previously rode on, and the other is a somewhat smaller boat, but one you haven't seen before. It's flying several different colors. It has pristine white sails, ones that are currently drawn up. It is flying several colors. It is flying the colors of the Kingdom of Lorbus. It is flying the colors of the Quadranon in general, a 4-section flag that is yellow, red, black, and green. Yellow, red, black, and blue. And also, flying looks to be a flag with a dragon's head on it.
Oh. Well, look at that. They made our heraldry.
Interesting.
Perhaps a little joke on Guillermo's part.
A tee ha ha funny moment.
Yep. It's a little
Remember
rascal.
when we killed your uncle? No, I'm kidding.
Remember when I shot your uncle in the head? But yes. The ship in both ships in port. One of both of them actually being unloaded what looks like a impressive amount of supplies as carts are being loaded up and getting ready to leave the port and head to Strasbourg. The promised shipment of supplies that you had previously asked for. And as you ride into town, and some of the wagons, some of the carts are leaving past you, there is a familiar individual conducting some of the stuff off of the steamer ship. As you recognize, in full armor and regalia, Lady Maria.
Oh.
Oh.
Hey, that's a familiar face.
Siren Lookett is your friend. I guess our friend, but specifically your big friend. I mean, Mark, look at it's your friend.
Yes.
Siren was just here too busy.
Yes. As you guys get into the
Yeah.
get into the port, Maria spots you all. Takes the clipboard she's holding, hands it to somebody else, and approaches the wagon. You guys are a sight for sore eyes.
Yes.
Don't look too
Maria.
bad.
Indeed, I feel revitalized. I feel like this was needed.
Very good. Well, shipments just come in, and then she points to the other ship, the one flying 3 different colors, and says, and one big delivery for the lot of you.
Oh, wonderful! It's here finally.
Very convenient.
Yes. We managed to sail it over with a 2/3 complement on it, leaving space on the steamer ship to ferry people back. We'd love to be able to crew the ship for you, but we kind of need everybody we can get right now. And technically speaking, they have all sworn their allegiance to Lorbus. If they were to start crewing your ship for you and be gone for an indeterminate amount of time, that would be odd to say the least. So I hope you guys can find people to get to crew the ship for you. That's up to you guys. Still, I don't doubt you're going to be able to get the people together if you need it. But yeah, I'm glad to see you guys are all in good health. Honestly, Fish Guy isn't with you. Notice Hollow isn't with you guys. Is he staying behind?
Yes, he has decided to remain in Lorbus, not Lorbus, Strasbourg.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, well, Path of Adventure isn't for everybody.
I had to say, when did he get to Lorbus? That was quick.
Well, he is a very fast swimmer.
See.
Okay. Yes, I digress.
Well, I've still got a lot of work here to getting everything offloaded and make sure everything's accounted for. Why don't you guys go check out your ship? Go get comfortable, have a look at it, see how you like it. The king was very particular about what he wanted integrated into the ship's larger functions. I wouldn't say no expense was spared, but there were definitely very few spared.
It's more than I would have expected, but well, it's Guillermo. I'm sure that he would find any reason to potentially get looked down upon.
Well, I wouldn't be so sure of that nowadays. He's finally come to the conclusion that there's, after the whole Dragonfall thing, there's really no getting away from his position and the way the people in the kingdom regard him without pretty severely harming the kingdom itself. So, I've tried to support him as best I can, myself, Shizuka, and others. But he's really started to knuckle down, and I guess he's finally convinced himself that he's king to stay rather than king in temp.
Very good. He has both my sympathies and my respect for that.
Well, come by sometime. Let him know that.
And I will.
We always love to have you by as visitors, but we also know you're plenty busy. You've got lots of stuff to do. And I don't. What do you call it? I don't. Yeah, I don't doubt that you're probably going to put this this new ship to immediate use. At which point,
Yes.
okay then. Yeah. Well,
Yes.
I hope you guys have got qualified folks to helmet and to run the ship. Overall, it doesn't require much. You're here on the edge of the Mirror Sea, so you're going to need something to help propel you forward. We got a couple of things in there for that. Especially if you want to come swing by Lorbus, you got to navigate the Mirror Sea, so you need a form of propulsion, which in most ships means just having a lot of very able-bodied sailors to help row the ship forward. In this case, the king had the ship outfitted with a smaller version of the steam engine on the steamer.
Oh, that's actually crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
out of character. That's actually crazy.
Yeah, it's not as big or as powerful as the one on the steamer. Your ship isn't quite as big as it, so it doesn't require the same amount of power. And it took some convincing to get the engineers to try and replicate the ship after that prototype has only been in service for a short amount of time. But it's managed to stand the wear and tear of being wrapped up in that whatever the hell it was. I remember I heard about that, by the way. That was a hell of a story to hear. But if it was sturdy enough to survive that, then a smaller version should be able to see you guys pretty decently, especially if it's just coasting along the edge of Yucatan to be able to make it to Lorbus. You're not trying to make it across the entire Mirror Sea with a heavy cargo. You should be okay. It also means that in the case of where you have no wind, you'll be able to, as long as you have fuel, you'll be able to keep moving and not be at the mercy of the tide.
Well, good benefits all around.
Yes.
Flick.
Yeah.
Have you ever helmed? Well, I highly doubt it. Actually, this is new. You've helmed before, yes?
Not strictly speaking, no. I was mostly a crew member.
Oh, that is concerning. I was banking on the fact that you might know how to steer one of these things.
I mean, I can give it a try.
I
at
could also
least.
give it a try. I served with dwarven pirates for some time. They didn't tell me they were pirates, though.
Like, I will say,
I
you,
just
I think we talked about before. You've never strictly been like the helmsman of a ship, but your dad has taught you how to steer a ship.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Oh, thank God. Just
Actually,
those idiots.
going off of that, Flick would snap his finger and go, actually, wait a minute. My old man actually taught me a few things about helming a ship, so we're not completely out of luck.
Well, then we'll take that as some positives. I was about to have to be very concerned because my memory was of the dwarves, and their ship was very strange.
So yeah, if anything, I can helm it for you if you aren't able to.
Well, I would prefer you to, in truth.
I will say two things, Flick, actually, in note of your skills, actually. You have one skill rank unspent. Also,
Oh,
and also, I won't. We've had your profession labeled as mercenary for a good bit.
Yeah.
But you have both experience and training as a mercenary, as a sellsword, a cutthroat, and a sailor.
so conceivably I could helm the ship.
You could helm the ship. Just for the sake of nomenclature, I might suggest we relabel that from mercenary to pirate.
Yeah, it does make a bit more
It,
sense.
it includes both mercenary work, cutthroat work, and general skullduggery and thievery across the high seas, and also working as a sailor and conducting on a ship. So if you wish to relabel that as being pirate, you may. That way it fits your case a little bit better. It also means you can use it in cases like the ship.
See, I would kind of argue against that, since privateers, like what Flick was, are not necessarily pirates in that sense. But
Well, if you want to relabel as privateer, then just for the sake of being accurate,
yeah,
that's fine. But what
Yeah,
you
no,
conducted is still considered piracy. It's just
Yeah,
one is
yeah,
legal,
I'm
one is
illegal
not.
pirate.
You are a
I'm a
legal pirate.
legalized pirate.
Yes.
So I know it's kind of an actually moment, but
No, I'm all about the actual.
okay, fair enough. Anyways,
Yes.
yes,
Just,
I can help with helming the ship.
in that case, you may rename that as you see appropriate then, whether it's pirate, privateer, or whatever. That way it fits
Yes.
the broader use cases of what your profession is, rather than just being purely mercenary. Because that's not entirely what you were.
Yeah.
But yeah. And don't forget you have that extra skill rank, but you can apply wherever you wish. Right.
what's it called? I just have the thoughts.
Yes.
Obviously, I don't have them right now, but my what's the word? My leadership feat. I will eventually get
A bunch of little followers.
NPCs essentially. Yeah, followers. That's the term. Can I make some of them ship? Is there an NPC class for ship drivers
Shipwright.
or Shipwrights. There we go. I don't think that's the term. People who
Ship-
know how to
ship-
drive
shipwright would be
the
anybody who
vehicular
makes.
end of the boat.
Shipwright would
they
be anybody
make-
that
yeah.
builds a boat.
Because I
Uh,
know they essentially get NPC classes, right?
Yes.
Yeah, with the leadership feats, yeah.
Yeah. So what make little dudes drive boat? Man boat.
Here we go.
I mean, I got to look at it right now because I don't have them. But I'm just saying.
Technically speaking,
Could
having
be.
the class, you would have basically been making them, I guess, or as time passes, more and more of them.
Yeah.
Mm.
Part of the reason why I asked is because I don't think we have any. Listen, if I can help make a crew, hey, all I'm saying.
Well,
That is true.
As it stands, there is the Adept NPC class, which is basically anybody. Oh no, not Adept. That's the magical one. The Expert, which is basically a commoner class that is specifically good at one particular thing. They get 10 class skills and 6+ int per level skill ranks. So yes, bunch of level 1 followers would absolutely be able to help crew the ship. On top of all the kobolds following following Arya and Vair, and the rest of you that might be able to fill out the crewing that is needed on the ship, especially since a lot of the more manual jobs that would have been needed in a typical ship aren't as necessary or mandatory.
That is really helpful, actually.
Yes, this ship is weirdly beginner friendly, and that may have been on purpose. Anyway,
How strange. How stars
coincidence.
aligning.
Wow, the stars have really
yes,
aligned
have
here.
friends in high places. But yes. And with that, Marius, I gotta get back to making sure everything is accounted for. You guys enjoy your new ship. Hopefully you guys come by and visit sometime soon if you guys can manage it.
Indeed. Please do send Guillermo my regards.
Absolutely.
Our regards, I suspect.
He'll be happy to hear that you all are doing well. Yeah, he does get very bored in his office, though. He always appreciates a visit, at least from somebody who isn't looking for something from him. And with that, she'll give you a nod, and she'll walk back over to the side of the steamer ship, her armor shining and clanking as she goes. And yeah, if you guys were to go to the ship, the kobolds have been standing to the side, listening in silence, and gaping in astonishment at the two massive ships. It's massive compared to them in the port. I assume you guys go up to the. I think I'll go up to the new ship.
Yeah, we may as well.
Yes.
Oh, one thing before then, can I just say we don't have to role play it necessarily, but this was the thing that Siren said that she was going to do. So before we get on the ship and go set sail, can she go and talk to those quote unquote cultists, and just basically just have a meeting with them in regards to the nature of their worshipping and try and calm it down a bit.
Okay. Could you do me a favor and roll me a diplomacy?
Yeah.
To see how well
What,
you can
like
get
they
your point
wouldn't
across.
listen to me?
Of course they would. It's just a matter of how well you express yourself.
I guess that's fair.
Because if the telepathic message before wasn't enough, wasn't enough of an indicator, they have a tendency to take things the wrong way.
Okay, I'm gonna guidance myself.
Go for it.
Oh, there it is. Ah.
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 So, you take them aside for a time, and they're very much in awe when they see that you have shown up in the flesh in the village to speak to them. They speak at length, or at the very least emphatically, about how they heard your voice and your proclamation you handed down to them from the heavens, about the message you passed on from Lady Maluna herself, you her chosen, and them, your humble followers. You attempt to get them to calm down, to tone it down with the idea, the idolization, the delusions of grandeur, the cultish behavior, and not just as in being a fringe religion, but being a cult of personality, centered around yourself specifically, and how that makes you just a bit uncomfortable. And Gemma is not there. She seems to wish to spare herself of the situation. And they are obstinate. They're not deaf, but they are a little bit unreasonable. They are hard to speak to. And every single time you say something to them, it seems to be that they hear what they want to hear and not what you're trying to tell.
I see.
And it would take a great many hours to try and explain to them, even in detail, with the hope that maybe they get it. That you are not Maluna. You are not her child, not in the direct sense. You are not a god or anything adjacent to it. And just because they are some of your few, like some of the few adherents to Maluna, a faith which you, at least in token, lead, does not make them some special chosen few. It just makes them a minority. And you think you might have gotten through to at least a couple of them. But it takes a solid evening. And even then, it was frustrating, it took a long time, it was exhausting, and it was a lot of talking in circles. You're hoping that maybe some of the more reasonable ones, along with Gemma, maybe Harbus, will be able to push them back onto the right path while you're gone. But as it is for now, you just don't have the time, or probably the spoons, to deal with that kind of cultivated crazy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, fringe faiths attract all kinds of weirdos.
That's fair. I think then just if we're departing, and you know, walking down, waving people goodbye, I think it would be appropriate for us to say goodbye in person to what is her name? Nida? Roscow's daughter?
Yes. Nida did
Nida.
see you guys off.
Right, yeah. So she would have just pulled Nida aside and just told her, hey, listen, I tried talking to these people. They're doing this, and they didn't really understand or listen to me. So if, they ever get out of hand, send me a message, or I will also check in every now and then and give you pointers on what you can do. It will take time, but they should maybe calm down, hopefully.
So when you bring this to her attention, she nods. You see, she's become a pretty adept at listening to receiving complaints like this and cataloging them away in her head. Okay, that's a relatively simple problem to deal with. It's not the first time we've had to deal with religious crazies, but I'll try and be delicate.
Yes. And I apologize for you having to deal with this.
It's part of my job. Everybody in this village is my responsibility. Yeah.
Yes.
I'll try and do something about it. I'll try and be delicate. I hope you won't be too offended if they really start to get unreasonable that we just kick them out of the village if it really gets that bad.
No, I wouldn't be offended. I'd be sad, but if it's really that bad, you
If-
have to
if-
upkeep the peace.
If their faith is earnest, then this shouldn't become too much of a problem in the future. If they're really convinced of what they believe, then they're believing what they want to believe, not what you're teaching them. That's a different problem.
Yeah.
In which case, they're a particular type of faithful, in big quotation marks, that are looking to latch onto a religion, not looking to find faith. Yeah, they're not looking to find faith. They're trying to find something to validate their worldview. So, and you're always going to get those types of religious communities. Hell, you're going to get them even when religion is absent. So, it's okay. It's not your fault. I'm going to try and deal with it. Thankfully, it's one of the more mundane problems we've ever had to deal with. So, thanks
Right.
for letting me know. I'll get on it.
Of course. And good luck. I
Thank you.
believe in you.
Try and visit more often, okay? I'm going to miss you. Please
Yes.
don't bring any strange creatures back next time you come.
Well, we can't make any promises, but I
Understand.
will absolutely veto any more of strange creatures showing up because I do agree it's getting to a limit.
Well, at the very least, the village is getting bigger, so maybe by the time you guys get back, we'll have space for it. You guys enjoy your trip. I hope this whole purification process goes through okay. I look forward to seeing you guys happy and healthy when you get back.
Thank you, Nida. And we look forward to seeing you happy and healthy as always.
I mean, thanks to you guys, we're going to do better than we ever have. Yeah, I bitch and moan a lot, but you guys have done us a massive favor. Done 2 massive, 3, 4, so many I don't think any of us can even count anymore. We literally would not be here without you guys. This is just crazy. You're weird. You're strange. Crazy. I thought I was weird, having a dryad mom and coming back from the dead, but every single time I think I know what weird is, you guys set a new standard. Crazy kids. Alright, go on. You guys have a trip to get to, and this corruption isn't gonna wait for you.
Yes. Thank you. Bye.
Take care.
She's actually gonna hug her goodbye.
Nida's gonna give you a firm, strong hug back. We'll see you around, sister.
See you around, sister.
And yeah, you guys fast forwarding back to the if you guys get up into the or load up into the new ship, one second, if I remember correctly. I lost his name. Damn. Okay. Right. As you guys walk up onto the new ship, there's a few people on board. Just what look to be a few of the folks who were previously manning it, tying things down, getting everything sorted, making sure keys are in obvious places, and the whole place is tidy for as you board. They give you salutes as you board. And one person you see among the those on board is Sergei, as in Stanislav's second in command. You know who is semi permanently stationed within Strasbourg. Good morning to all of you. It's been quite a while.
Yes, it has actually. I believe it's
It
been a
has,
few
yeah.
months.
What? This charming individual.
Sergey.
Sergey, yes. It is very nice to see you all again. As he looks like he has like a long list of things he's checking off with a long, fluffy quill. We're just doing last minute checks to make sure all the inventory and provisions were in place, and the ship is fit for the ocean. I've also been tasked. My master and the King of Lorbus have been in some talks for a little bit now. I was bid to sail temporarily to Lorbus, so that I may oversee the departure, and learn about the ship, and be there to avail you all of any answers to any questions you may all have. The ship is stocked with several months of provisions, though you may wish to procure some more fresh food for the short-term trip. I am given to know that some of the sea provisions are not so appetizing. But don't
Hard
please. Hardtack, grog, other things. I was told by the sailors on board that it is quite possibly mandatory that every ship on the open ocean must have these things. I am not so convinced. But, yes. You have provisions for the short term and the long term. You'll have fuel for the new engine, which is an interesting little apparatus, and my master has no end of questions about it, but the king has been rather tight-lipped. I've been bid on many occasions not to go into the engine bay just for the sake of good faith, as they put it. At some point, my master will be able to strike a deal. This I have no worries about. But anyway, yes. I've been informed about the basic functions of the ship. There has also been, I believe, a manual deposited somewhere within the ship to tell you more about the functions of the ship. Yes. There's a quarter. There's a provisions quarter down below deck. There is the helm. The ship has two helms. One is in a sheltered captain's cabin. For when the weather is really bad, there is also one on the open deck. I am told that the steering on the ship is quite smooth and very responsive. He kind of like touches the nib of the quill to his tongue and continues scratching at the list that he has. I believe the instructions also include how much fuel for how much force you wish to elicit from the ship. We have sails. There are a few other nice bonuses I've been told the ship also has. There is a what is this? An icebox? I believe there's a note here from the king saying you have a tendency to come across large bodies you wish to drag behind you. And so you might want someplace to store those things in.
We do have a tendency to do that.
What else is there? There is ammunition storage. There is a place for horses. And also a drawbridge thing on the side of the ship, which you may lower to allow your wagon to roll onto it. I believe the steamship has something similar, but yes, It was especially accommodated for the large frame of your exaggerated vehicle.
Well, he remembered. He remembered it.
Mhm.
I'm so happy.
I have also been instructed to pass along other things here. There are things in the cargo storage that he passed along. Some of you made some requests before you left, and those have been left there for you to pick up and examine at your leisure. What else is there? I believe there are also some missives and messages included with those. You may wish to read those at your first opportunity. Also, yes, for the sake of maritime law, this ship, technically speaking, does not have a name or proper colors yet. Nor is it technically, at this point, beyond this point, registered to any known power or nation. Portaline does not itself have colors or a flag or much presence at all. Those things must later be established by the current regent. I believe that is the one they call Naida. That must be decided on a later point. For now, Portaline, being a vassal state of Mordan, means that it can survive off of having flying Mordani colors and proclaiming Mordani adherence, but at a certain point, once the nation grows past a certain size, it must establish its own sovereignty. And that can also be done at a later point. But what I have been asked to do for the time being, switch out one of the flags up top, ask all of you what the name for your ship shall be, as it will be noted in maritime law in the registry of ships. If we fail to have a name and register it in the registry of ships, then it will become a problem in the future. Many ships have a log of the active ships sailing around on the open ocean. They do not have, if they cannot find your ship in the registry, that brings great suspicion.
Well, In all the months we've had, I never truly considered it. Look.
Damn it, I was muted. Yeah.
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 Lost the fox.
Yes, well, Flick, in truth, you'd be the helmsman, and technically, by all accounts, this is my ship. Well, how do I put this?
Well, you made
Well, technically,
the request, but technically the ship is property of the nation of Portaline, and as you are, technically speaking, noted as ambassadors of the nation of Portaline. This is an ambassadorial ship. There were a
council
few,
ship?
there were a few hoops that had to be jumped through to be able to make this official and acceptable in the courts of the many nations. Only as perhaps council, more ambassadors. You represent the nation wherever you go, after all. You represent Lorbus's goodwill, Mordan's investment, and Portaline's future. So, you're free to name the ship whatever you want, but I would suggest taking it rather seriously.
Yes, fair point, at the very least. Well, regardless of that, I can't pilot this thing, and I don't feel right claiming name to something that, in all truths, I can simply only stand on and point in a direction. So, would you like the honors, Flick?
Of course. And I suppose with that, Flick will take up the helm.
Well, the question
No, we
is,
need a name.
we need a name for the ship.
Oh, no. Flick just steers the ship out of there with no name.
Just hits the engine, starts.
No problem. Leave.
we will be the ship with no name.
Oh god, that's not gonna cause any problems. Also, welcome in, medieval.
our name is literally the ship with no name.
Ah, yes, otherwise known as Joe.
Joe.
Uh,
Yes.
But yes, no. Flick will ponder for a little bit and say, all right, let's start throwing some names back and forth. How about the Trailblazer?
I suppose it could work. I was going to name it something very, well, unsightly, like the smoking maw or the smoking dragon. You see, because it has an engine and it does the smoke. But I don't think that
Ari suggested the Iron Dragon.
the Iron Dragon.
What about the
Smoking dragon makes me think of a dragon with a pipe in its mouth.
Yes,
I mean,
I'm not very good at names.
It does have a smokestack, but Siren, you were saying.
What about the driftwood?
Vair speaks up.
Siren, no.
Vair speaks up.
I don't know.
What about Shippy McShipface?
Vair, I'm going to tell the kobold that is what you would prefer to be called.
Flick very calmly just like runs his hands along the sides of his head and just sighs.
If you wish, you may continue to ponder this for a little bit as we get your wagon loaded up. You wish to tour the ship, perhaps?
Yes, I think I have some ideas that may pop into my head, but at the end of the day, I would prefer it to be yours. Ah, Flick.
Let's see.
It doesn't even have to keep the dragon aesthetic. I just figured since, and it'll point up to the flag,
No,
my
perhaps.
livery at this point in time has been claimed.
I would suggest perhaps swapping out the dragon flag. I think that was some sort of perverse joke on the behalf of the monarch. But I would suggest perhaps swapping that out. This ship is a symbol of peace and goodwill between Portaline, Mordan, and Lorbus. But if you wish to have it separated and stand apart from Lorbus as an entity, I would suggest replacing it later with a flag of its own. Or perhaps a flag
Yes, we are
of
going to
Portaline if eventually there is one. I would not stay with the dragon flag. That is, among many things, potentially a bullseye, as there are many ships that tend to target ships with such daring livery.
Yes, that would make sense. Well, I will continue to think for now, but that is a good point. We probably need to get that down. You know, he had to go speak to someone and have that made. That's
No.
quite the amount of effort to be going into making this joke. He's just staring
Well,
up at that flag.
we've also got to lock in on a name first, because
There is. There is the time needed to make the sail to Mordan, as you will be needing to make a stop there at some point. I will need to stop there as well. I will be sailing with you in the interim before I head back to Lorbus to deliver the message. Perhaps until then, as while I am aboard, I will be able to smooth the process along docking in Mordan without having an official name. But after that, you must have a proper name and perhaps even a flag made. There are many services in Mordan that can help with getting that made. That much is sure, and it is close by. So, I would say that is the latest by which you need to reach a decision.
That's a fair point.
I did, out of character, get an idea, but it's more of a generic ship name, because sometimes people name ships after like what they want out of it. So if they want something sturdy or if they want something fast, it's not really in reference to like anything in relation to the party. But I just thought about like the wind cutter, like to signify like a fast ship, favorable winds. It's more generic,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a name.
The beluga.
The
Alright.
beluga. I'm not
Beluga.
sailing on the fucking beluga.
Ari makes a solid.
Slickus is just the beluga. I'm saying never mind. You're not gonna.
Ari makes a solid point. Just for love of God, don't call it the unsinkable.
Unsinkable. That's true. Yeah, that'd be pretty bad. Let's
The
avoid that one.
The Tortuga.
Naming it the Titanic.
The
The
Tortuga.
Titanic.
The gigantic.
The gigantic.
Because
no,
the
not-
gigantic didn't sink either.
Yeah, gigantic didn't sink either.
Hey guys, I have an idea for the ship. All right, completely original. All
Biggie
right,
cheese.
it just came to me in a dream. The Titanic. I don't know why, but it screams to me.
Okay.
That's funny. I think last night I had a dream. So yelling in my ear.
Say again. Sorry, you cut off.
I had a dream last night, coincidentally enough, of the yelling in my ear, then rose over and over again. I'm not.
Hmm.
Also, the ship was sinking. I'm not sure if that has something to do with it.
Rose! Rose!
Rose!
Don't let go. Don't let go, Jack. Don't let go.
I mean,
Yes,
it's better
we'll
than
have some
the
time
first ship. It's better
We'll
than
have
the
some
first
time.
ship name that I thought.
What
I
was
thought
that?
of the Hindenburg for some reason.
Oh,
The
good.
Hindenburg.
Oh no.
Yeah, let's
the,
not
not
do
the
that.
Hindenburg. God damn
Not
it.
the Hindenburg. Well, we have some time at least until we
No,
sail
no,
to
instead,
Morton.
instead
Wrong
of
kind
our,
of boat.
instead of our ship sinking, our ship just flies up into the sky.
Yeah, it never stops.
Right,
It
Chaco,
never
good on it.
stops going up. It turns into a spaceship involuntarily.
Falling upwards.
Yes. Well, we do have some time before we have to decide a name, at least until we get to Mordon. So,
It will
perhaps
be at
we
least a
talk about
couple
it
of
next
days.
session.
It will be at least a few days on the water before we arrive. At which point, once we're in Mordon, you can have the new name painted on the side. Perhaps even a flag if you can come up with something. For now, though, I suggest we get loaded up and we begin moving, as the appointment with the papacy is wearing rather thin. I am made to know that, as gracious as they tend to be, they are awaiting our response.
Indeed. Yes, I do have to reach out to them.
Well,
Or
they
rather,
are.
I
They,
have to.
they have agents wait. They have missionaries within Mordon awaiting for your confirmation whether or not you intend to go with them or not. And that is one of the reasons why we must go to Mordon to rejoin with them, so that we may be escorted. So you may be escorted to the papacy and see the purgation properly put through. They are. I would not say losing their patience, but normally, they are not used to waiting this long for an answer from anybody besides someone of significant importance. I believe there is some great amount of goodwill being extended there. I would not oppose that.
Fair enough. Yes.
But yes, I believe if we set forth now in a few days and we join up with them, or you join up with them, there should be minimal problem. And then while you are hashing out the details, as they say, you can have the changes to your ship made. It will take perhaps most an hour. A new flag being stitched and name being painted on the side should take minimal time, and then you may sail forth with no legal issues foreseeable in the future.
Mhm.
Yes.
Well, wonderful. We have time from now until tomorrow out of character
Yes.
to at least figure these details out.
This is where I'm going to wrap up the session. I will have to be up early for work, so this is where I'm going to call it.
Oh, it's 5. Jesus.
So yes, the out of character, I asked that over the hello Rin. I ask that over the course of the day, from now till tomorrow, that whoever wishes puts some thought into both a flag and a name for the ship. You guys can confer as a group, or you can come to an individual decision and then bring it to a vote tomorrow. Thank you for lurking, Ren. It's always appreciated. But yes, you guys can come to a group conclusion tomorrow, or you can come to the conclusion out of character, and then we can just go forward with it. But ultimately, tomorrow will be the tour of the ship, a quick trip to Mordon, and then talking to the Papacy folks, and hopefully heading to the Papacy finally. And then we can see about what might happen with the whole party getting purged. But yes.
Oh boy.
All right. Thank you guys very much for being here. It was a lot of a late start, but better late than never. Always
We
glad
got
to
it.
have you guys here. Thank you to the folks for swinging by who did, those who stayed, those who didn't. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much to my players for being here. I wish you
Thanks
all
for running as always, buddy.
always a pleasure. Thank you. I wish you all a very lovely night, and I will hopefully see you all tomorrow, as we will have a second
Indeed.
session to make up for the fact that we will not be having session next weekend.
Yes.
Yes.
But yes, with that, thank you guys very much. You all take care. Stay excellent. I love you all very much. Goodbye.
We love you
Yes.
too, buddy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Ciao.